Gonna be changing spark plugs on this V8 5.2 liter 318 Magnum Jeep. Should be very similar to most of these type of engines. Spark plugs are all down the side right there. You only need to move this thing out the way for better clearance, but you don't really have to. Gonna be swapping them for these Champions. I'm going from NGKs to these. Already not impressed. They didn't have a little cardboard circle thing right there protecting the probe. So I'm going to check the spark plug gap, see if they're good. It should be at 3.5. Try to wiggle it in there. Boom. I'm going to do that to all of them. Make sure they're at 3.5. So yeah. That spark plug is properly fouled, I'd say. It's pretty bad. I don't think they all look like that, but that's why I'm changing them. What I always do is I thread it in by hand as far as I can, then I wrench it in. I'll try to give you guys an example. You can put it in that hole right there. So put it in very carefully, not to scrape the top of it against anything. Now it's in. Now, thread it in by hand until you can't no more. Alright. Seems to have to be all the way in. Now I'm going to tighten it up. Just a few ugga-duggas, should be fine. Just kidding about the ugga-duggas, just hand tight. Yep. Oh. Guess I wasn't all the way in. Now I'm gonna do the second one. For the second one, I'd recommend a long extension or a double extension just to make your life easier. Like, just pop it on there and then loosen her up. You're good to go. After, honestly, probably after you loosen it up, you can just, yep, do it by hand. It's always best to do things by hand when you can. You don't want to mess things up. Now, you're going to want to squeeze a little tiny drop of this stuff in the hole in there before you put it in, back in the hole. This one's got loose. Let me show you guys how I do both. Squeeze out. Just dab, just like that. That should be fine. Then, just put it in the hole. Now that you've lubed up your hole, slide it in the other hole to hear a click, just like that. Like nice and easy to pull out too because of that grease. You won't have any problems the next time you install. This is why you'll want the double extension. It's because it's kind of hard to reach down in there. Not much space. Not much space up here either, but it's better like this, that's for sure. Now, this is why I usually get NGKs compared to Champions, but apparently they like Champions more, these Jeeps. If you look real closely, that probe is not centered with the electrode. So there's that. Yep, so even out of the box like this. No protective boot around the plug. Just ridiculous. This is how all my spark plugs looked. Pretty much all fouled. While stalling at idle, come into reverse and it would stall. Pretty sure this is why.